Okay, so just checking in for lunch here. Um, One thing I was thinking about this week was something I said that I think came across to a techie in India on the internet years ago, and that was a collage I did that kind of said that micro fucking soft wind sucking does is like a form of taxation on computer users. I don't know if I've really gotten into this before, but of course I'm a long-standing critic of the use of email. And so I was just thinking the other day, I wonder if email is kind of like a form of taxation. And there's some news items today with the web. I was gonna, kind of try to parlay it with Google and Gmail, but there is this whole tendency, even in the free market capitalist system, to relate everything according to the dot-coms of the 90s and Microsoft. But I don't think you can really do that with Google and the web. I mean, if we were to compare it and say if Google had 90% dominance with Gmail over email, but that doesn't really work because it's disingenuous of the nature of networks. And email, which is simple mail transfer protocol, is its own separate network off the web. But anyways, I think the news item today in the tech media was about webmail, and I don't remember. I don't have email and I never use it. Anyways, it's definitely becoming more and more apparent with each passing month now that there's a real move to undermine the craft economy by using that cheap Chinese labor, probably in Shenzhen, and make stuff that it looks like crafts. And there is some discovery here, because what they're doing is they're targeting people who are getting tired of all of this color, all these yellows and blues and reds that, well, it's the early 90s thing and led to the design features of the Simpsons television show and, that whole thing where it's blocks of color. And people are tired of that, and they're tired of the whole style that's been around with, 90-degree angles, or everything is perfectly fit and contoured as though it were designed by a computer. So what do people want here? Well, they want to feel like they're buying something that makes them a part of something human. That's the experience of the craft economy, whether it's the kind of art that comes out of the craft economy and local folk art, if you will, or it's right up to, a holder for your paper towel roll dispenser or something like that someone built with their own hands in their wood shop. Anyways, I wrote down some thoughts that I had the other day while I was at a friend's place taking care of his place, about what I think we need to do to get to Mars. And what I thought was, we got to forget about it in terms of all of these externalities. Like, we gotta do all this gathering of raw materials, and we have to organize ourselves around cities with our cars and our rail service and all kinds of transportation, because space travel is another form of transportation. So before we can get there, we got to get into cars, and then the cars have to be able to fly, and then eventually it'll just happen that way. And that's very non-technological, very industrial way of thinking. I think that's very much going the way of the past, not gone yet. But here's how we get there. We have to automate the sorting of household items. We have to automate house cleaning and cleaning our houses. And this has got to be a lot more than just some fucking robot vacuum cleaner that maybe works. We have to automate even how we work gardens, or how we could have automated toilets. Now you might think, what does that have to do? There's a huge burden for people who are crippled or disabled or invalid and elderly with that. And the thing is, when you get that kind of technology, it's aeronautical technology, because when you're in your astronaut suit,